Hey everyone, it's Desiree and I am here with Birch Press Design and we are going to complete a design team project. And this project is going to focus on the Petal Heart layering die set. So this is the size of the heart shape. Now, what I saw when I was looking at these dies was mermaid scales. I don't know if you guys are seeing that. They are petals, and there's a lot you can do, but that's kind of what I saw too. So to combine hearts with mermaids and all of that, why not? So what I'm going to do is we're going to create a standard A2 size card. So here's my panel. This is white, and I've already pre-cut my segments. So what I want to do first is get these attached. So I will show you the first one, and then I will do the rest of them off camera if I remember to turn off the camera. If not, then we will just talk right through it, right? Yeah. So I'm using my art glitter glue. It's got a fine tip. So that I can just put little tiny dots on each of these pieces. There is out there a glue sponge. I love the concept, but it's me. I always forget to turn it upside down, so it's never ready. That kind of like primes it. I am, for some reason, this is just something that I am very much used to doing with my glue. You just get in there and start moving around and putting those dots. So, again, we develop habits as we create, and you can see the colors that I chose. So I went with a really dark teal. And then I've got like a purple shade, and then I go with a light aqua. So 3 different colors, but again, it just looked like a mermaid's scale for me. So I'm going to do these two, and we will be, I'll hang up. So, the other, let's talk about glues since we did that. The other glue that I think has naturally a good tip on it is the Nouveau Deluxe, or the Simon Says, actually. So you don't have to have the metal tip. I get asked a lot, what's the secret to these tips? There's not. There's no secret. It's going to clog. At least for me, it clogs. Now, what I find helps it to be better is I always just keep refilling this bottle. Like I'll get the 8-ounce bottles of art glitter glue. So I keep refilling this one because it's better to manipulate, to handle. So I don't fill it all the way to the top. I make sure that I stop right about here because for some reason that just helps. I don't use a pin up here anymore. I'll use that to unclog it. I use this to put on top of my my point here. Once I know that the glue's all down, I'll put this on so that air doesn't continue to get in. And I also have one of these, the larger ones, for when it comes to my Fabri-Tac. You've all seen me use Fabri-Tac. What are these? These are knitting needle point protectors. I forget who I saw using something that looked like this. I happened to be cleaning an area, and I'm like, oh my God, I've got these. So I just real quick pulled them out, and they do seem to be doing the trick, which I think is great. but every once in a while it's going to clog up. It's just going to do it. And it's easy to unclog. It's annoying, I know, but it's not too difficult to do that. Okay, so we are almost done the glowing. So yeah, see, I didn't go away and come back. Plus, I like gabbing, and the majority of you like me gabbing. So, gabbing it is. So if that's not for you, just saying. I do like these colors. So basically, now you don't have to use, these are what I refer to as cool colors. Think about them if you use like a red, an orange, and a yellow. They would be really, really pretty set up that way as well. Okay, so this panel here is cut 4 by 5 1/4. Okay, so I've cut 1/4 of an inch off of each side. So what I want to do is I am going to line this up because I want to find the center. This is my center point, and I want to have that sit right there. All right, so I'm going to get that glued down. Now there's just something that I want to see. Yes, okay. We're good. All right, now I'm going to use a little bit of tape here. I need to make sure that this panel does not shift. Again, when we look at the first thing that we sometimes see when it comes to the Birch Press dies is they're layering dies, and that's what we have to go with. Well, not always. We can have some fun with them in how we create and all of that. Now, the other thing that I want to do actually real quick, I want to put my layers on. So I'm going to get this. I have 2 mats. I'm taking my middle layer and I'm making that my first mat. Now this mat measures 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And then I have another mat that is 4 1/4, cut to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And now I'm going to get this one down in place. So we just have that hint of the very dark color. Okay, so now I am going to set this down and I'm going to glue that in place. All right. So I'm going to set this. And I'm going to bring this up. Need a ruler. I know you all said, she just said ruler. I know I did, didn't I? So I need, now usually I don't do this, but it's okay. Because you can see, I'm only using it for the bottom. Not really using it for the top, but I'll just shift that a little bit. So now we have that in place. Now you could do something for the background to help make them stand out, or anything else like that. So now I am going to take this one and I'm going to line it up along the bottom, this edge right here. So I'm going to pull out my cutter. Screen's going to shake. Can't help it. Because I just want to cut right down that center. So I'm going to line that up. It's going to shake. There we go. And we're going to cut that in half. Now, I'm going to do the same thing with this one. Again, I'm going to line it up. And we're going to cut. And I'm very lightly tapping that. Okay. So now I'm going to take this and I'm going to line it up onto the edge of my mat. Now you can also line it up to this edge as well. As a matter of fact, that is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to line this up. And I'm lining up that point right with the center. And I can do that the same thing with this one. And I'm going to do that as well. So again, this is just a different way to use these layering dies. You know, cut them up. You know, cut them into different shapes. Cut them into panels. Give them that different feel, that different look. Okay, so now we have this. All right, so I'm going to get my card base. And I'm going to get that scored. So I have pieces that are cut 4 1/4 by 11, and then I just score it at 5 1/2. 9 out of 10, my cards, I gravitate towards a top folding standard A2 size card. All right, I'm going to put this onto my card base. And I'm going to set that down, and since it's liquid, I can just tap this up and make sure everything is covered. Just press. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this open. I'm going to set this down, and I'm going to tape this down. So what would we do with these pieces? We're going to do the same thing. I need to find my center, which is right here. I'm going to take these pieces and I'm going to glue them to the inside of this set, because this should be at the center. So if I look at this, got 3, 2, 2, this is set at the center as well. So once I open this back up, I'll be able to set this down. And again, you just want to make sure that there is glue right along that edge. So my center is right there, and I'm just going to set this along the edge of the card base. And then I'm going to place this one in there as well. Again, making sure I have glue on that one edge, and then just putting a little bit over here, and then meeting that center. You could also do it to this side as well, whichever you want. I wanted it to look like the heart was flopping over. That's why I went with that. I just slapped the bottom of that. All right, gonna remove carefully my washi tape. All right, so now we have that, and when we open it, it actually looks like butterflies over there. So again, just cutting your pieces up, and this makes it really strong too as it sits there, just cutting them up. There's different ways that you can use it. Here's my sentiment. It's one of the honey scripts by Birch Press, and I used the dark blue that's outlined. Now we can set that here, or we can just set that here. I'm actually going to come across right there. You can leave this blank. I mean, you can also place it there as well. You don't always have to do something on the outside. And I think that is where I'm going to place that. Because now we still have plenty of room to write our message inside. I like that it's coming off of that curve. We can still add, if I can find it, Spectrum Noir, just to give it a little bit of shine. Now, you could also add your glossy accents. I am not, because I know I will forget that I put glossy accents on this card, and I will close it. Because it's what I do. Just saying. All right, so we have that. And I am going to grab some gems or sequins, and I'm actually going to grab my sequins. You all know that I was going to grab my iridescent sequins. And I'm just going to do these to the outside. I'm going to put my dots down, and I want to grab those large ones. I love my wax pencils. You know what? I think I'm going to move that there. I think actually it's too big. So, pick that up. Let's see. I am going to use this. This is Fairy Sugar by Open Studio, by Memory Box. And I'm going to use this. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull it out, and then I'm just going to pull away. So it's going to give like a teardrop. It's going to fill in that center, but by pulling away, I get to drag it. It's just a different look. I will not do this on the inside. So now we'll do it this way because my hand is going to go right across. Again, I'm letting it fill into the corner, and then I'm pulling out. That's why you're hearing that weird noise. And then I'll show you this once we finish. So again, I'm just filling in that corner, I'm pulling out. It's looking like a teardrop. Now you can also use a pin to pull it out. If you want more of a point, and then if you want more, you just need to fill in more on that. So that's what that looks like. I don't know if you can see it or if the camera's picking that up, but that's what that looks like. So we have that, and then we go inside. So again, look at how you cut after we layer these. You can get so many different versions, and you're stretching out these dies Whether you look at only purchasing the one layer, which of course this absolutely can be done, whether you're looking at to just have the different layers, you know, you can stretch these out simply by cutting them, which is kind of awesome. You know, here I am seeing a butterfly. You take this and you cut it in half, and then you take the other one and you have it come down. Or you put it together, you make an upside down heart. Beautiful butterfly. So again, look at how they can look and how we can put them together. So I do hope you enjoy this. Again, hope I gave you another idea when it comes to the layering dies and what we can do. It's always fun to come up with different designs so that we can stretch what we have in our stash. All the products I use will be listed down below in the video description. And if you have any questions, make sure you leave those down below as well. Remember, when you click on one of the links that are down in the video description of the products, some of those links are affiliates, which means that if you click on that link, I do receive a small commission if you should make a purchase. It is not required by any means, but there's no extra expense to you. I just like to let you know that, and it is stated down in the video description as well. Smile, enjoy, laugh a little bit each day. I find it helps, because if I don't, I'll probably go insane. Yes. But most of all, every day, a little bit. Always be creative. Till next time, guys. See you soon.